Here's Prescott. Over middle, fire, caught, CeeDee Lamb, touchdown, Dallas.
And other NFL news real quick. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video, hit that noti bell so you'll know anytime we dropping some content over here on the channel. Man, happy election day to you political people. And I'm sorry I've been missing, man. I was sick last week. I had no voice, and the sinuses and everything was messing with me. But we back, and I sound like a grown man. Last week I couldn't even speak up. My voice was crazy. But man, Cowboy Nation, it has been a year having it. I mean, people getting hurt left and right. Our quarterback hurt now, which, that might be a little dangerous for the NFL. Old Cooper Rush is not a bad backup, and I've seen this before with my own eyes. Troy Aikman went down late in the season. Jason Garrett got us through. Steve Berline got us through. I've seen teams in these positions come back and get to the Super Bowl. New York, I believe both years, New York won the division. They were went to the Super Bowl. They were 9-7 wild card teams. Actually beat us at the 13-3 number 1 seed. Dallas Cowboys, the first Super Bowl they won with Eli Manning. It's still hope for the season. I know it's a little bit of hope, but me myself, I'm not that guy to get on here and say lose all hope, sell the team, everybody suck. I won't say that because we've seen glimpses of this team, and they can be a good team. Now up front, it got to be some changes made. I know everybody was ready to see Dalvin Cook, but like I said, every running back gonna look exactly the same until this offensive line get better. And I know that's one of the things that's frustrating Zeke. All he hears is Zeke's fault. Zeke not good. Why did we get Zeke? And Zeke at home like, man, they not blocking. They aren't blocking. We can't create a new line of scrimmage to save our lives. Zach Martin is a shell of himself. I know y'all have been seeing it every week. I know you've seen it this week when he tried to get out on the screen. And dude just ran around him. He didn't even do nothing. He just ran around him. He can't move no more. If he is injured, then he needs to sit down until he's better because he's only making us worse. Zach Martin does not make you better if he's hurt. That's not Zach Martin. That's a hurt Zach Martin. Terrence Steele, we've enjoyed you, homie. Appreciate your services. You can go on. Now, from the center all the way over, I like what we have on the front. Tyler Guyton needs some more work. I can deal with the growing pains, but he did good against San Francisco. He did good against San Francisco, and he did good this past week. He did decent. The pressure has been coming down the middle and off of the right side of the line. That's where the pressure is coming from. The middle, preferably Zach Martin's side, been needing a lot of help. And Terrence Steele. Those are our weak links on the line, and they make the most money. Terrence Steele, probably a bad signing as far as, big money right tackle. He gets beat entirely too much. Now, one thing about Terrence Steele is he can run block, but the run blocking in between the tackles needs to improve. It's too much penetration on our run plays. That's why we can't get nowhere. And if we can't run the ball, then we need to start running more quick passes to the running back and just giving them the ball in space and letting them make something happen. That's an extension of the running game. But to keep running your head into the back of the offensive line over and over, that's not a running game. That's you conceding the game, if you ask me. Because I don't care if you can't run. I'm not gonna stay honest on defense. I don't care about your run. I don't care. If I do something wrong and y'all get some yards, all I gotta do is correct it. If I feel like y'all doing something else, you know. But this team is not good up front on either side of the ball right now. And that's why we look how we look. Now, I can't say the defense has been showing a lot of improvement. And they're getting better. They playing more like a unit. It's it's looking better. It really is. Now they have lapses. They have lapses like against the Lions, you know. You had lapses, man. You played a good game, third quarter, you start getting dogged, you know. We got to come out and try to put together a whole game, offensively and defensively. I can say probably the only game we didn't really move the ball was the Lions and maybe the Ravens. But for the most part, we moved the ball. And then we get in the red zone and we're horrible. It's like coach don't know what to call. Now, if we call it on Mike McCarthy, much as I like the man as a coach, it's probably ran its course. I mean, we running on 3rd and 5, like we doing these fake punts on our own side of the 50. Like that was a horrible decision. I think we win that game this past week if we don't give them another short field. They scored off 2 short fields. You know, that's where the majority of their points came from. And um, Dak and the offense, they looked okay. Dak hadn't looked the best this year. I am a Dak supporter, but this year, man, like missing Jalen Tolbert wide open running down the sideline, it's like I feel like he don't trust his line that he's not taking his time during his reads. And Dak really does right now. Dak got happy feet in the pocket and maybe just away from the game for a little bit. He been beat up this year, man. You know. But as Cowboy fans, we gotta realize we're not entitled to a 12-win season. We're not. So, getting mad and saying you denounce your fanship and all that's that's stupid, man. Best thing to do right now is try to support the team best you can. I know we tired of waiting, but it's teams that's been waiting since the beginning of their existence to get to a Super Bowl, let alone win one. We've had our times. It'll come back. But don't stop supporting your team because they haven't got it done in a good while. You know? That's the fun thing about the season. All these teams that's good right now. Y'all say we should have done this, we should have done that. Why for another? Because a lot of these teams gonna be disappointed. Not a lot of teams looking better than the Chiefs and the Ravens right now, man. So whatever NFC team make it to the Super Bowl, you think they gonna beat one of them? I don't. Not even the Lions. Not even the Lions. Now they for real. Detroit fans, I give it to you. Y'all got a real football team up there in Detroit, and they puts it on you, man. But you could still get there and lose. You can get to the NFC Championship and lose. But that's what it's about, though, huh? Just getting there, right? As far as some of you Cowboy fans go, you're just going to be more disappointed. It's just going to be more reason for you to say, man, Dak ain't good. Even though he got to the NFC Championship, if he loses it, he automatically sucks again, according to you bad Cowboy fans. Now, to us fans that really care and want to see this team win, we still got hope. All you content creators, you other content creators can get on here and say, I told you so. I told you so. But what I remember hearing from a good portion of y'all was, we know we going to win 10 to 12 games. We know we going to win the division, and we probably going to go to the playoffs. That's why I don't care what they going to do until the playoffs. And now look at you, hoping the rest of the regular season go right. I told you last year, enjoy your team. Enjoy every time they get a win, because it's so hard to get a win in the NFL, as you can see. We've been real close in some of these games. I don't even think the Atlanta looked better than us. Bijan had some runs. Wasn't nothing crazy. We had a decent game defensively. They still improving. It's still some lapses they having where they have a bad quarter. And with the offense being as bad as it doesn't hide it. It makes it seem like, man, the defense gave the game up, when really the offense ain't been scoring enough. I think we scored 30 points one time this year, man. That's not us. That's not us. So I'm hoping we can get things together. I hope Dak is okay. I hope his season's not over, but multiple weeks with a hamstring, and his soft tissue, you can have setbacks when he come back. So, Cooper Rush gonna be the man for the next probably 4 or 5 weeks, and we can make a big improvement. You know what I mean? If you look up week 10 and you 5-5 with 7 games left, you can make a lot happen. The Houston Texans are not world beaters. They defense good, but you can get to CJ Stroud. No Stephon Diggs right now. They do got Tank Dell and little homie be ball. But we got to get through Philly first. Jalen Hurts looking good. Kellen Moore looking good. Saquon jumping over people backwards. I mean, it's crazy over there right now. So the Eagles looking to put it on us, you know, this week. So I'm hoping we can, muster up some kind of energy and some kind of, you know, cohesiveness, man, because we just don't look like a good football team, you know. And I said it a few weeks ago, it just seemed like we don't have enough time to fix what we need to fix. Because it's hard to find nobody's giving up good offensive linemen right now. You know what I mean? And that's your problem. So I feel like in the draft this year, that's all we should be worried about, is getting good up front, offensive lineman, defensive lineman, receiver, and a running back are our major needs. And linebackers, we need to add to what we're not going to have Kendricks probably after this season. So we need to continue building that. It's a good start with DeMarion Overshawn. Great start. And Leofow. I like Leofow. He's usually where he's supposed to be. I really like him. But defensive tackle wise, guard wise on the offensive side, preferably right guard, right tackle. We need to invest in that. A more respectable running back, It don't got to be Genty from Boise State. There's plenty of good running backs in college, though, that you can go get. I like that boy from South Carolina. Good size boy, and he fast. So we just need to improve on the running game, and play calling right now is drastic. I don't know what coach got going, but he ain't been in his bag. I mean, he didn't even bring it this year to even open it up and see what's in there. So, Mike, we appreciate you, man, but unless it's a dramatic, dramatic turnaround, and I'm not trying to be unrealistic. I know nothing I'm saying probably will happen. We probably won't beat Philly. We probably won't beat Houston, and we probably won't beat Washington. We might be 3-8 here in 3 weeks. So don't think I'm being delusional. I'm just trying to be a good fan and give other good fans some optimism. Right now, you got to worry about being one of the better 3 teams out of the remaining 12, if that makes sense, what I just said. You got to be better than the other 12 teams to get in there. So, and I think we can do that at least to try to squeeze into the wild card. Now, I know a lot of people don't want to go to the playoffs now because the season isn't going how they wanted it. But if you know anything about football, anything can happen. The Broncos turned their whole season around last year, and then they yanked Russ because they wanted that draft pick. They didn't want Russ to turn the season around, but he was doing it. And they went as far as to bench him to keep him from ruining a draft, status for the next year. So anything is possible. I've seen teams turn their whole year around and it end up being something crazy. So who knows? Might be something to talk about at the end of the year. Like I say, I'm going to keep my faith in the squad. And I've been seeing some rumblings about them trading Micah. I don't think it's a real deal. Truth, I know you could get a lot of draft capital for Micah Parsons, but I don't know if I'm ready to see him in another uniform just yet. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to be optimistic. It's 3-5, real far from where we wanted to be. I think everybody is just as surprised as the next person, but it'll get better, man. I think. And if the year goes like it does, then we just gonna have to really, really hone in on our free agency and our draft and try to improve this team. I don't think Dak is a bad quarterback at all. I think he's having a bad year though. And we've all seen Dak. Whether you like him or not, you've seen Dak play better than this. And I think it's a combination of all the injuries, the offensive line being bad, no run game. It's just he's pressing and he just loses himself in the midst of pressing, and then we get the bad quarterback play that we, have been getting here lately. I won't say he played horrible this past Sunday. The offensive line was the reason for most of the pre-snap penalties, and something's got to change up front. Something's got to change. Zach Martin, we appreciate you. Your time has come, though, brother. It's time to roll. It's time to roll. Zeke, we appreciate you. I was happy you came back, but the fact that we don't have a good offensive line, you do us no good. And the fact that the professionalism got to remain the same, Zeke. You came into this league and somebody had to take a back seat for you to be Ezekiel Elliott. And now it's your turn to take a back seat for the next running back to be who they going to be. Those days are over, Zeke. Much as I love you, those days are over. It's time to be a professional or just leave the game alone. Go ahead and ride off into the sunset with your money and have a good life. But don't handicap or stun anybody else's growth because you've stopped growing. So I love Ezekiel Elliott, one of my favorite Cowboys ever. I think I can say that. But the fact that you're not showing up to meetings, you're being a distraction in a year where we need no more distraction. Yeah, whatever happens to you, you're deserving of it. So, as much as I love you, gotta remain professional, partner. Oh, excuse me, that was my son. But yeah, we have to. We gotta hone in on that, the leadership part, and just stepping up for Dak, stepping up for the rest of the season, stepping up for Jerry. Jerry taking on the hard questions, he answering them, you know, and he apologizing to us as fans because he should have done more. But when you look at the end of the year last year, you didn't really look like you needed much. You didn't really. You won 12 games with what you had. We basically still have that, but it's just different this year. New defensive system, offensive line not as good. So it's going to take some time to get back to where we were now. If this year does continue to spiral downward, I don't know who our next coach going to be. I don't even know who it should be. I do know Bill Belichick is out there, but he'll never be a Dallas Cowboy coach. So don't start screaming it because Bill Belichick wants to be in control of most things. And so does Jerry Jones. So we know that won't happen. That's why he's never hired another coach even similar to Jimmy Johnson. For some reason, it just don't work for him. And who am I to say anything? It's not my team. So, but we do need some changes. Some changes need to be made. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the game this week. I'm looking forward to it. Y'all can say y'all ain't watching. I don't care all you want, but your ass gonna be in front of that TV at 3:00 Sunday to watch us play Philly. I know I am. So thank you for watching the video, man. Hope everybody enjoying their day. It is election day, so whoever you voted for, hell, I hope your team win, I guess. I'm not a very political person, though, so I just try to be a good person, and that's just it. But I appreciate y'all watching the video, man. I hope everybody enjoy their day. And as always, hard as it is to say, go Cowboys.